Chapter 1. The Shift to the Fifth Dimension. Getting ready for the shift. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We have sensed the evolution of your consciousness from the moment that you became fourth-dimensional beings, and we have tracked your progress. We previously noted in a transmission that you are now in the upper echelons of the fourth dimension. So where is there to go from where you are? Is there more evolving that you can do before you shift to the fifth dimension? The answer is absolutely yes. What you are doing at this time is preparing yourself for the waves of energy that are coming. You are preparing yourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and of course, energetically. Now, many of you wonder what you are supposed to be doing. You wonder what your mission is, but something as simple as readying yourself for the shift doesn't seem big enough somehow. Just know that as you ready yourself, you make yourself better at assisting others. You who are awakened are going to be the ones who help the others, the ones who have slept through all of this. And the more prepared you are, the better you'll be at helping the others. So how do you do it? How do you prepare yourselves for these waves of energy? You do it by consciously holding a higher vibration. You do it by grounding yourself. You do it by connecting with nature. You do it by channeling. You do it by seeking out your fifth dimensional abilities and honing those skills as you find them. You do it by eating a lighter diet, hydrating yourselves, and letting go of things like alcohol. You do it by opening yourselves up to receive the higher frequency energies and grounding them in your physical body. As you prepare yourself for this massive influx of energy that is coming, you do so more consciously than you think. You are making these changes because what you know deep down inside you need to do. This isn't your first rodeo, and it won't be your last. And, by the way, you are also learning from beings like us, and your openness to receive our transmissions is serving you very well. You are making the shift possible. We have begun to discover the significance within humanity's ascension, and it is quite remarkable to us that all you who are awakened are not able at this point to feel your significance in the process of ascension. It is a beautiful process, and one that has brought most of you forth. You were incarnated for the purpose of being a part of the shift in consciousness, and yet most of you are not acknowledging yourselves as the ones who are holding the frequency for the rest of humanity. It is quite an undertaking, but you sometimes look at your lives and you think you're not doing much. Think about how little your spirit guides you, and by do, we mean in terms of taking action, and yet recognize the significance of their presence with you. Without them, it would be nearly impossible for all of you to awaken and live lives of joy. And by the same token, it would be nearly impossible for humanity to ascend without your presence on planet Earth. Without those of you who know what is happening, this ascension probably would not occur, but because of the work that you do on yourselves and because of the compassion that you hold in your hearts, humanity is making the shift in consciousness. But most of you still think that there's something more you should be doing, and some of you even point to the lack of a perfect life as proof that you're not being very effective here. But getting everything that you want in the physical realm would just be a distraction to becoming what you came here to become. The more you accept your rules as the leaders, the guides, the way-showers, the healers, and the ones who absorb the majority of the energy, the easier your lives will become. Listen to us when we say that you are significant and that you, the ones who receive our messages and the messages from other beings, you are the ones responsible for the tipping point of humanity's consciousness that makes the shift possible. The most joyous shift possible. You are taking yourselves to a place where you have never been before, and the experience of moving through the fourth dimension is one that you will always hold fondly in your memory. Once you have ascended, you will look back upon yourselves during these times, and you will celebrate yourselves for the strength, the courage, and the perseverance that it took to make it to the apex of your journey of consciousness. You are doing so much in such a short period of linear time, and your ability to steer and navigate through the intensity of all of it that you had to feel and all that you had to face is a testament to the human spirit. This is a time when you could be giving up and going back to leading the third-dimensional type of life. You could easily choose to drown yourself in all the distractions and all the numbing agents that you have available to you. But instead, you continue on, and we want to celebrate the human spirit at this time, because on this journey that seems like it's been going on for ages, there are very few moments that we see you all taking to celebrate yourselves. We know that there's always more for you to accomplish, and you have the sense that the journey is far from over. So why then would you want to stop working so hard and becoming fifth-dimensional? Why would you ever want to just celebrate who you are and all that you have become? Well, the answer is simple. Your ascension is a guarantee. But how you'll do it is entirely up to you. Nothing is set in stone. You are creating the experience of the shift. You are creating your own personal experience, and you are co-creative as a collective. You have passed every possible milestone with so much strength and courage, and you can let go of any ideas that you have about needing to be somewhere other than where you are. Because as you accept that you have made it this far and you celebrate yourselves for that accomplishment, you will continue to persevere, and you will allow this shift to occur in the most joyous ways possible. Your role in the event. In the event that has been talked about and written about so much, have you considered what your role will be? Have you taken into consideration that as much of you are anticipating such an event, that not everyone will experience it in the same way? This is true for all of life, so why would this event be any different? When you have a massive influx of high-frequency energy that must be felt and experienced by every single living being on the planet, there is certain to be a bit of shock that is also experienced. There will be people who will not know what to do with themselves. They will not know how to handle that much energy. Now, as we have stated previously, you will have much smaller events leading up to one big event, and those smaller events can and will acclimate you to these energies. But there are those of you who will consciously and actively receive the energies of the smaller events, and there are those who will continue to remain shut down and will not be acclimating themselves. Therefore, those of you who are awake will need to take an active role in helping others. You who are typically the ones who take care of other people are going to be called upon yet again to be of service. You are going to recognize where you are needed, and you are going to know exactly what to do. You already have a sense that you have a bigger purpose for being here. And for those of you who have been wondering what that purpose is, this will be an opportunity. It will be an opportunity for you to shine, to finally feel like you're fulfilling your purpose for being here at this time. And as always, you will be happy to help. Now, in the meantime, live your lives and focus on receiving. Focus on integrating and acclimating to those higher frequency energies that are coming more quickly and with greater magnitude than ever before. Feel the shift. You are the first humans on planet Earth to start and eventually complete the shift in consciousness to the fifth dimension. You have no idea the enormity of this particular task, because to you it is just life. It has been life as you have known it, and yet you can see how different this experience is for humanity than at any other point in human history. This is an advancement that goes far beyond what you are able to achieve with your technology. This is a complete game changer, and so of course it is challenging. You wouldn't want it any other way. You wouldn't experience what a big difference the fifth dimension will be unless you first had the experiences that you are having. You wouldn't be able to feel the enormity of the shift without the experience of the third and fourth dimension. Now, the key component in all of this is that you feel it. If you are not feeling it, then you are simply not taking the time to tune into the energies that you now have access to. You might be too busy focusing on the predictions and thinking about how much time you have left before the shift occurs. If you don't tune in and feel the enormity of what you are experiencing, you will miss out, and we don't want you to do that. What we do suggest is that you put away your electronic devices and that you stop looking for more predictions to corroborate the other predictions, and instead, just sit back, close your eyes, breathe, and feel for the enormity of the shift. That is the only way you are ever going to truly enjoy it. It is coming, and once it's completed, you won't be able to go back and do it again. So tune into it now and enjoy the ride. Integrating your fifth dimensional selves. Now is the time for those of you who are awakened to fully integrate the versions of yourself from past lives who have lived in the fifth dimension. Many of you believe that you began your incarnational cycle in one of the lower dimensions and are now ascending, but you come down dimensionally from source before you begin the ascension process. So you have all been 12-dimensional beings, 9-dimensional beings, 6-dimensional beings, and of course, 5th-dimensional beings. And you have existed in all the dimensions we did not mention as well. Now, many of you also are new to the idea that you have incarnated in other parts of the galaxy. Just because there has never been a fifth-dimensional version of humanity on planet Earth does not mean that you haven't been able to incarnate in other parts of the galaxy as fifth-dimensional beings. You have, and you are downloading the information, abilities, and wisdom from those lifetimes. You are integrating those aspects of who you are into your now moment because it is relevant to what you are doing as ascended beings. This integration process will be pleasant in comparison to some of the past lives that you've integrated from planet Earth and the third dimension. Now that you're aware of this process, you can expect to be more tuned in to the fifth dimensional energies around you, and you can expect to have an easier time in your ascension process. We also recommend that you welcome those aspects of who you are and who you have been into your hearts. They will give you a sense of wholeness. You will feel more complete, and you will have a better understanding of what you are moving into as you cross over from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. As much as these beings have to offer you, nothing will fully prepare you for the experience, because this experiencing of shifting upwards is so new and wonderful, and we are very proud to be part of this experience with you. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.